Welcome everybody on a Sunday morning right here, Win Daily Sports, called to you by the Fantasy Firebox. We did a Firebox yesterday. We talked about the Philadelphia Philly futures, and today we're going to talk about a little New York Mets futures. And for all you Mets fans, I got my Phillies hat on right here. Make sure you're following at Win Daily Sports on all social formats. Also, make sure you're following at Heat Ratio Sports on all social formats. I'm your host, Tony Cutillo. Follow me at Cutillo23. And these are the quick prize packs, futures, fantasy, DFS, you name it. We're doing everything, getting you ready for Major League Baseball. Yesterday, we talked Philadelphia Phillies. We talked about Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, who it looks like Aaron Nola is going to be opening day starter. Zach Wheeler going to skip a start or two, but be okay. We talked about Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Harper. Today, we talk about the dynamic duo in New York of Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and the bat of Pete Alonso. Again, make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're going to the Prize Picks. The link is directly in the description. Again, it's free money, right? It's a free money, 100% deposit match. You're going to see how easy it is to do. And then you get one free month of Win Daily as well to get all the projection models that we have that are hitting daily tickets every day. Listen, I don't even watch NASCAR, okay? But my man, Matt Vicchio, if you look at it and you go on Win Daily Sports, you're going to see that he just hit two multi-facet tickets in NASCAR. And I was a part of that. And I don't even watch NASCAR, right? So it's all about analytics. It's all about getting the right picks in the right spot. So again, Prize Picks is where we're looking right now. We're talking about MLB futures. I'm going to share the screen and show you how easy this is to do. And you let me know what you think when it comes to whether these guys are going to go high or they're going to go low, over and under. That's all you need to do. You're picking over and under. And here you go right here. Literally, you're just going to prizepicks.com. But what you're going to do is you're going to go into the description of this video. It's right there. You click it. Boom. It's going to take you right to the Prize Picks Win Daily page. Code is Win Daily in all caps, and you're going to get 100% of your match back. And watch how easy this is. Like, Prize Picks is great because it's very simple. You watch it, and when we talk about futures, you're going to watch this play out the entire year. You're going to do it in the beginning, and you're going to be done, right? So we're going to go. All you need to do is go to the MLB futures tab, right? It's right at their tennis. And then you're going to go right down. You have strikeouts, you have RBIs, home runs, and hits. It's going to show you who they have available for those specific formats. So right away, what we're going to do is we're going to look at pitching. And we're going to look at right here, you're going to look at Jacob deGrom. And then you're going to click the box because you got to pick 2, 3, 4, or 5 players, right? And then you go to Max Scherzer. Now, you go right to these guys, and right here, you got the over and unders right here. You got the over, you click you want over, you click you want over. Then you got the flex play, right? Where you're going to get, if one, you're going to get half. If both, you're going to get 2 times. But if you go to power play, you go to power play if you're feeling really opportunistic, really optimistic, I should say. You get the power play, and boom, you're going to get all your money 3 times over, right? $20 to get you 60. So let's look at this real fast and break it down. Jacob deGrom, 235 strikeouts. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a low number. Yeah, Adam, I know we're talking Mets, but again, we're talking Prize Picks today. We're going to talk futures. The next one's going to be about the Blue Jays because we got to talk about that lineup that's absolutely going to smash. Dan checking in, as we discussed a lot, Mets pitching staff is legit, but Dan, these numbers for deGrom specifically to me are extremely low. They're extremely low, right? So again, when you look at what Jacob deGrom has been able to do, over the course of, and again, I'm throwing out 2019, right? I mean 2020. We're just throwing it out. I don't even want to worry about 2020. Okay. And the biggest thing about Jacob deGrom is going to be health. We already know that. But last year, 147 strikeout, 146 strikeouts, I should say, 1.08 ERA before the injury happens. And then 2019, 255 strikeouts, 255 strikeouts, right? So 235 is low, in my opinion. And obviously, we were talking online on Twitter. Make sure you're following at Win Daily Sports and you're following me at Cutillo23. And my man Jared, who does a ton of Prize Picks articles on WinDailySports.com, and does all other sports as well. He was talking about maybe it's because of health. Are they trying to predict that maybe Jacob deGrom will not finish out the season? I hope that's not the case because it's only good for Major League Baseball to be able to finish out the case. My man, see it. Baseball, see it. You know, it's base. I can't believe it's a week away. I cannot believe it's a week away. See you already. Listen, if you're not following See you, or if you're not following him in the PGA DraftKings, you guys, I'm telling you, man, that these guys are hitting golf bets like I'm telling you, like Tiger Woods used to hit drivers on the green, man. I'm telling you, man, it's ridiculous. Like I said before with Matt, you have Matt Vecchio that's doing racing. I don't even watch racing. I don't even watch golf. But see it and Spencer, these guys, I mean, these guys, if you're not following dailysports.com for the PGA DraftKings, I'm telling you right now, you're doing yourself a disservice. Thanks for checking in, see you as always. Ivan, I think both pitchers go under. That's interesting because I'm 1 over 1 under. Okay, I specifically think for me, I'll click it on a page so everybody sees where I'm at. I'm going to go over on Jacob deGrom. I still think he gets to 250. I think he's healthy. Listen, you watch him in spring training, and I understand it's just spring training, and we all talk about that. We say, hey, they're always working on stuff. You can't really look at who they're pitching against because some of them are minor league players. Listen, it's all, to me, the ball had movement and the ball had speed. I don't care who you're pitching to. Okay, you can pitch to the Bad News Bears, but if you have speed and velocity, obviously, and you have movement, and you're able to paint your pitches, that means you're ready to go. And Jacob deGrom is ready to go. He is, I'm telling you, he is a very intimidating force on the mound. Again, it's reminiscent of guys like Randy Johnson. I know he's a lefty in deGrom, but Randy Johnson was just so intimidating on the mound. And I think deGrom has that same kind of style. He's so tall and strong and the over-the-top rotation. I mean, it's just so hard to take those pitches and try to dissect them before they hit the plate. So, again, I'm looking at deGrom to go over on 235. But let's go to Scherzer. Yes, we are talking Mets, unfortunately, but I still have a Phillies hat on, right? So we can talk about Mets all day, but I'm repping the Phillies hat. So that's what it's all about. Dan Checkers, I would target durable pitchers, doing average per year analysis and decide from there. That's why the Mets duo is a tease. I like that. Because again, durability is going to the biggest thing because technically, Scherzer has been pretty durable throughout his career, right? I mean, he has. He every now and then he's got the back injury that creeps up. He's had the dead arm. I love that term, dead arm, by the way. That's like the best term ever, generated in Major League Baseball for pitchers. Dead arm. We got dead arm, right? But now Max Scherzer, we're waiting for that year. And here's the thing, Dan, I'm glad you mentioned injuries because I pulled up a stat, which I think is pretty ridiculous. Okay, when you talk about the New York Mets, because the one thing the New York Mets have done is the New York Mets have spent money. They have no problem spending money, no problem. But do you realize they are the second team in Major League Baseball history, right? The second team throughout, or I shouldn't say history, but through the years of 2016 and 2021. Now, this is from 538.com. I got to give them props because they did this math. Okay, I just took the stat. 538.com. The article is pretty fire. Okay, salary paid to injured players, $267 million. $267 million. The only team that has paid more salary to injured players within that 5-year period has been the New York Yankees. So the Mets have definitely paid the money, but they've definitely been paying for a lot of injuries, right? Yes, April 8th, Adam coming for opening day, so I can't wait for that. As always, I will be in the house. I know Adam will be as well. But when you're going to Mets or you're talking about these injuries, listen, and rightfully so, Max Scherzer is going to eventually fall off a cliff. Listen, we watched, to get to some Phillies talk, right? We watched the King. We watched Roy Halladay. We watched him completely fall off the map. The guy was a Cy Young Award winner. He was throwing no-hitters, perfect games in playoff series, and then all of a sudden he couldn't hit the plate. So we watched that. And we've endured that. Is that going to happen to Scherzer? I don't know. But eventually it's going to. And I'm going to tell you something right now. 240 strikeouts for me. And I get it, right? I get it. The guy has been pretty consistent. 236, 243. So this number is the complete average of both of those years. I'm going to go more towards the under here. I say he barely gets to 230. I think 225 will be more of the number for Max Scherzer in strikeouts. So for me, for the prize picks, for these two guys, for deGrom and Scherzer, I'm going to go over for the strikeouts, and I'm going to go under for the strikeouts for Max Scherzer. So let's take this out. And again, this is why Prize Picks is so great. So make sure you're following Win Daily Sports and make sure you're going into the description and go on that Prize Picks link. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You click it, takes you right to the screen. The code is Win Daily, but it's already in there based on that link. You're going to get 100% deposit match, and you're going to get a free month of gold membership to get all our projection models for Win Daily that's been hitting on a normal basis. So let's go right to home runs because we all want to talk about home runs, okay? So let's just go. And unfortunately, we can't do another Met because they only have one Met listed. But that's okay. We want to talk about it because you can stack this up. I mean, you see these two guys at the beginning. Maybe you want to stack them up with an Ohtani, a Joey Gallo, who's either hitting a home run or he's hitting nothing. Vlad, who shed 22 pounds, who looks phenomenal, who's going to absolutely smash. That number, we're going to get to the Blue Jays eventually, but 43 and a half, I'm telling you, I'm feeling so good. This could be a 50 home run year for Vlad Guerrero. I'm just throwing it out there. But Pete Alonso, home run king, we know all about him. Listen, he signed a one-year tender deal for $7.4 million. They didn't think enough of him that they were going to lock him up to an extreme amount of money. Big-time free agent signing in Starling Marte. Last year was Francisco Lindor. He didn't really produce, barely batted 230, not very good. But there's a lot more protection in the lineup this year. Dominic Smith is a masher. You got Jeff McNeil. Conforto still not signed, so we don't know what's going on there. But I think Alonso has a lot more protection, with Starling Marte. As long as Starling Marte is going to give them what he gave he gave last year. And that's the issue. When they bring guys in from other teams, you're always scared because the Mets don't have a great track record. I go back to this Johan Santana year. Johan Santana did give a good couple years, but after that kind of fell off a cliff as well because of injury. So you just never know when we're talking about the Mets, right? You just never know. But 38 and a half, this is a very interesting number for me. Again, when you look at the home runs, they're going right in the middle here. 2016 or 2021, 37, which is obviously last year. We throw out 2020. I always do 3 years, just like football. And 2019, you're talking 53. All right, so will he get to that 53 number anymore? No, it's not going to happen. But the 37, I think, is more indicative of where Pete Alonso is going to go. And it's pretty interesting that they give you 38 and a half. So you have to start looking at it. You have to start looking at what the lineup is going to look like. Dan says over on Alonso, right-handed Adam Dunn, but will hit 40. That's a great reference. Right-handed Adam Dunn, right? The guy either is going to hit the ball out of the stadium or he's going to hit dirt trying to swing at a curveball, right? Like Serrano in Major League. I love that reference. Yeah, Max can't hit curveball, right? So it's just like Pedro Serrano, but I do think Danny Diaz has more protection in the lineup. So I do. I think he's going to hit 40 plus this year. I think it's more indicative of where he's going to go. I think if they wouldn't have brought in Marte, and they wouldn't have brought Lindor in the year before, and I think he will definitely produce this year more than he did the year prior for his first year. I think that's going to help. It's going to give him more protection in that lineup. I really do. I think 40 plus is a good, and let's not forget about Escobar, Water Escobar they bring over, who I really like, and Mark Hanai, right? Again, another guy that we're forgetting about that's putting that lineup. So the Mets lineup isn't that bad. There's definitely more protection. You added a guy in Marte, you added Escobar, and you added Canna. So between Canna, Escobar, and Marte, that's more protection than he's got, which to me will boost him on the over. Now, let's look at RBIs before we get out of here. And now you got Pete Alonso. You could, and this is cool. Look, you could stack, both. Do you want to go home runs and RBIs? Do you want to go over in both? And when you look at the over for the RBIs, I think this is a lock over to me. I definitely see him getting 100 RBIs this year. And again, we just talked about the protection in the lineup, but that's actually going to be more people, getting hits in the lineup that he's not used to having. So I think there'll be more people on base, more opportunities. And even though he's a slugger, a lot of those solo home runs without turning into 2 to 3 run homers, in for the New York Mets. So I do think this is over. So for me, I'm going to go over on RBIs. I'm going to go over on home runs. My man Rich, he's a matcher. Yo, Rich, what's up, buddy? Hope you're having a good time. As always, appreciate you checking in. Yeah, he is a masher, man. Definitely a masher. So it's going to be really interesting how many home runs he hits. I agree, line protection is huge. Dan, you know that. We see that in Philadelphia, right? Bryce Harper's getting the ultimate protection this year. That's why I was over on everything called Bryce Harper. So again, talk good things about these Mets. And I know who that is, man. I know who that is. Listen, when you're in Philadelphia, it's really hard to talk good about the Mets, but I'm trying because there's money involved and there's profit involved. When we're talking about profitability, I don't care about who the team is. I just want to line my pockets with green. Dan says a lot of unhealthy guys on that board. Stay with the proven guys who stay in the lineup. Alonso again over RBIs. Yes, you see it right there. I got the over on RBIs. I got the over on home runs. Ivan says Alonso RBIs is easy. Yes. Ivan, I agree. 110. He's definitely hitting triple figures. He's definitely hitting triple figures 100%. So again, make sure you're following at Win Daily Sports. Make sure you're going in the description, clicking on that link, man. I can't help you get any more free money here than what we're trying to give you right here. And these are MLB futures. Yesterday we did the Phillies. Today we did the Mets. So we're looking into who are we going to have for the over and under on the power or the flex play. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Jason, as always, the man, the leader of Win Daily Sports checking in, and he's saying be very, very nice to the Mets. Listen, man, I can only do what I can do, man. It's tough. It's tough for Jigsaw to do that. Just tell me we are healthy in September, and I'm happy. Listen, we'll see, man. There's going to be a lot of interesting injury talk when it comes to the Mets, I think, because there's some guys that get awfully injured. But listen, I don't want to jinx anything because I'm a Philadelphia Philly guy, and I don't want that bad juju coming to us. Adam, as always, other great. I appreciate it, Adam. Appreciate the kind words as always checking in. But listen, it's Sunday. We got to go out. We got to enjoy what we're doing in life, man. Everybody's got families. Everybody likes to do extracurricular activities. This is a passion of mine, it's a passion of yours. But listen, I just want to say one thing. Found out yesterday, a friend of mine, but a friend of the neighborhood, suddenly passed away. Rest in peace, Brian. So listen, very young age, family, kids, worked hard, blue collar guy. Sometimes you take things for granted, man, and you really do. And it was a shocker to wake up to in the morning. But it just shows. Listen, we have a lot of fun here. And we do a lot of cool things. I appreciate everybody's support, but family is ultimately number one. So make sure you're going out. It's a beautiful day, whether you're on the East Coast or West Coast. Go out and enjoy life. Breathe it in. Hug your family. Hug your friends. Have fun. Be safe. As always, man. Be safe. Be healthy. Like I always say, stay healthy. But today's going to be a tough one. But again, follow us Win Daily Sports, all social formats. Give me a follow at Cutillo23 and make sure you're hitting that prize pick link to make sure you get that free money. We'll catch you next time. We're going to talk about Toronto Blue Jays, and we're going to talk about that lineup that should mash with the new trim and fit Vlad Guerrero Jr. Until next time, we'll catch you right here